So hey guys, what's up? Cell here, and today I'm just doing a quick video. Going to talk about a little something I picked up while I was on a little mini vacation in Seattle this last weekend. A good friend of mine, Ken, goes by hacker alias Logic Gear, through what he calls Logic Land, which is just a small garage land at his house. And we were all goofing around, playing some video games, and in general had a really good time. It was really awesome, and it's been a while since I've been to Garage Land. We even got to go around. We checked out Fries, and then on Monday, me and my friends Henrizzle and Prophet, so we all got in the car together, went to PAX for a day, and I ran around there and got some pretty good footage. So keep an eye out for that pretty soon. But while I was in Fries, we were looking around and just looking at random stuff. And I picked up a couple of cool things. I actually got a memory card for the phone now, so I don't have to worry about constantly running out of space all the time. And the other thing I got was one of these guys. This is the SFC 30. So this is supposed to be Super Famicom 30 because this is the Famicom style of the Super Nintendo controller, where it's multicolored buttons. Europe also got this and actually said Super Nintendo on it. They've got the, in my opinion, the better looking Famicom. Some will argue with me on that. But I actually do like this multicolored look better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it out of the box, show you guys how it hooks up to different things and whatnot, and then get on with the kind of review what I thought. Also, like a day later after, on the way back from PAX, I was kind of regretting not picking this up. This is the Extander Cage Triple X. No, it's the what they call the Extander. It's just a little piece of plastic that hooks onto this guy and then makes it so you can mount your cell phone on there. So it kind of makes your cell phone almost like a little mini Game Boy in a way. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this guy. And it's got a little sleeve. Let's bring that off there. And there's a little 8BitDo logo there. Let's go ahead and slide that top off. And there's our controller right there. So let's go ahead and take it out. So as you can see, it has the multicolored buttons there. D-pad feels nice. Buttons feel pretty much as I remember the way that they should. On the top there we have a micro USB port. And that's for charging, and also you can connect this through USB as well. We have a pairing button, charging, or pairing light and charging light. It's got a nice curve to it. And on the back we have the 8BitDo logo there, which was pretty cool. Alright, so I wasn't able to find the controller, but this has a very good feel to it. And pretty spot on from what I remember. One thing I do know is on the original SNES controllers, this R and L was painted on, and this is a part of the mold injection, so that's pretty cool there. But the texture and everything is really spot on. Alright, take these two pieces of film out here. And on the bottom we have the manual, which as far as I understand is already out of date. Let's move the light a little bit like that. Okay, so here must be the USB cable. How do I open this guy? Okay, so it's a nice flat USB cable. A little bit of a bump there for some reason. But other than that, it seems pretty good. Let's check it out on the controller here. It doesn't fit all the way flush, it kind of sticks out a little bit. Looks like it's a little crooked actually. There we go. So yeah, it looks like it just kind of sticks out a bit. Alright. And then we have this other box that says everything old is new again. You can come out, keychain, come on. There we go. And so we have their little keychain that they do. This is actually something that's kind of popular in Japan when you get stuff, is the included keychain. I don't know why, but it's kind of cool if they have that tradition here. Okay, so last thing to unbox here is this is a little box. This is their extender. I don't know if you can see that. For 8BitDo, SNES 30, SFC 30. So they do make different versions of these for different controllers. So take it out, and it's just a bag. And there we go, we have pieces. So pretty self-explanatory actually. Just slot these in there like that. And you just push really hard. And that's a pretty loud snap, but I don't think it's going anywhere. It seems like this can accommodate a pretty large phone, so this just goes on there like so. And there we go, we have a little holder for our phone. Okay guys, this is Femivore. She's doing karaoke obviously. And what I'm going to do here in a second is show you guys how to pair this so you can play some games on your computer. But I want to be sure to... Okay, let me just mute her for a second so I can get my thought back. Be sure to give her a follow, because every single freaking time I come in here, she's always giving me like a shout out to my channel and stuff. And I never ask for it. I never, you know, say that you need to do this or anything like that, or have any kind of deal with her or anything like that. She does that just not for me, but for like every other streamer that I've ever seen her. She does it for Vinny. She does it for me. You know, it's how I met other streamers as well, as like, you know, Sam, for instance. So yeah, be sure to give her a follow. I'm going to hit a link down in the description below. She's an excellent streamer, and yeah, really expressive too, which is kind of funny. So anyways, back to it. We're going to just put her over there for a second on the other monitor. All right. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to pair the controller and how to play games like Sonic, for instance. So what we're going to do, never mind the thing, you know, that's just what monitors do. So first thing I need to do is find my mouse cursor, and we're going to go over here to Devices and Bluetooth. Okay, so there's a Bluetooth module actually on the back USB port. So I'm going to activate the X input mode on this controller by holding down X and pressing the start button. And you can see it's blinking twice, and already on the screen it's telling me. I can just click on that. And for the 8BitDo controllers, it's just 4 zeros. And that's it. It's already paired. It's ready to go. So that's all you really need to do for these. It's actually kind of cool. You don't even have to go into the settings or anything. But if you run into any problems, what you can do is go in here, Bluetooth devices, add Bluetooth device, and then hit that and it'll do a search. And then you can like sit there and pick it and enter your device. But I just did it automatically, so that's pretty sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up Sonic Mania. Okay, it'd be a little bit harder for you guys to see the controller because I turned the ISO down a little bit so you can see better. But let's go ahead and just we'll do a new game. Think I can skip this? Maybe not. Alright, there we go. So as you can tell, it's all the buttons are jump, it feels like. The X doesn't work, so it's kind of similar to a sweet. There's absolutely no lag that I can feel whatsoever. Matter of fact, this feels less laggy to my Xbox controller. Ah, crap. Okay, cool. We got back up there. Alright, this will be a real test because this is pretty hard. This is pretty sweet. Like, it doesn't feel laggy to me at all. Oh, oh, oh. It's speeding up now. It's getting harder. There we go. Oh, this is a big one. There's 40 left. Oh, don't want to go that way. Crap. Alright, cool. Wow, that's awesome. I think that's actually my first time actually doing that. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so one of the reasons I always usually end up using this controller, the Steam controller, for a lot of games is when I use the Xbox controller on the PC, there's something weird about it where it feels like it's lagging behind a little bit more than this. And this is using a direct connection, 2.4 gigahertz off of its own receiver, so it's not actually Bluetooth. But this is pretty spot on to the Steam controller. Matter of fact, I didn't even really detect any lag at all with this. This is fantastic, and this might actually make me think that the way to go is to sell this guy and get 8BitDo's little Pro controller, because I was actually kind of shocked by performance on this. Let alone the Bluetooth dongle that I have. I actually can't get this to sync up, so I have to put it on USB. When I put it on USB, the lag's gone, but then the wireless is also gone too, which is something I'm not too thrilled with. But all in all, the D-pad feels really super nice on this. And one thing I noticed about the controller was the D-pad's got this like little ball here, so it's like pivoting everywhere, where, well, obviously on the Steam controller it's touch based, right? So you can make it where it's click or whatnot, so there's not really a pivot or anything like that, but you can customize it, so it has that going for it. But this guy here, this guy is it kind of rocks. It's not the same, there's no pivot in there. It just it feels different. It's not bad. It's still a better D-pad than the 360, but I don't know, I might have to think about that. I might not need this. So if I use the analog stick, it's fine. If I use the D-pad, it's not okay, for no apparent reason that I can tell. So we'll try this once again. We'll go in here, we'll go into configuration. And it should just be generic D-pad. It doesn't seem to, yeah, generic D-pad, no real anything different here. He's moving really slow for some reason. Like somebody's just barely hitting like something on the analog. But as far as I can tell, this is digital movement. So I don't know what's, see, this is the problem I've had with this thing ever since I've gotten it. The Xbox 360 controller was the de facto controller on PC. And ever since I've had this thing, I run into tons of stupid like little issues like this with like things not being configured correctly or something like that. So here's the irony of the SteamLink. Unless you can use a mouse and keyboard, so if you have like a mouse and keyboard set up like, actually, let's see if I have it here. Aha. Which might be a little bit dusty. But if you have a mouse and keyboard set up like this, which I have a dongle in the back of it, you can use this to pair devices. You don't necessarily need to have a Steam controller, but it does kind of help. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pair this next input and see if we have the same problem. So it's going to be holding down X start, and we get the double flash. So there you can see the 8BitDo pad is coming up. It says it's connected. It's not connected at all. Okay, did it just pair it? Yeah, see, it says it's paired. It's not paired. All right. Huh. Odd. Okay, now it's gone. All right, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Okay, it brought it up. It's not connected. I can't move anything. Okay, we're going to go ahead and say remove device. Okay, we're going to shut this off. We'll try again. X, start. There we go. Are you going to detect it? I don't think it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it has it. Can we connect to it? Success. So now we're connected to the flaky ass SteamLink. Okay, it works fine. D-pad's doing what it's supposed to. So this is what I'm going to be curious to check out. I'm going to flip on X input configurations again to see if it does anything. Works fine, right out of the box. This feels a tad bit less laggy to me. I mean, like, I can still feel the lag, it's just not as bad. I think once it speeds up, I'd have an issue. Yeah, once it speeds up, it's too much for it. So hey guys, so what we're doing right now is I'm going to show you guys how to pair this with a phone so you can play some games. You can play some Android games, like I know like the Sonic Ages stuff works. I played some Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars on this and it worked just fine. But also emulators, so we're going to show some emulators today. Okay, so this is a game that is called Kid Dracula. It came out on the Game Boy. Originally came out on the Famicom, and it's sort of like a kid-esque version of Castlevania. You play a kid version of Alucard. And for some reason, in this configuration, a Game Boy game just seemed appropriate to me. So as you can see, A and B do exactly as they're supposed to. And I don't feel really any inherent lag or anything like that. Okay, so I think it's been a pretty good example of how you can use your phone paired with this thing to come up with like the best mobile solution. To me, I like it because be quite honest, the DS and stuff is fine. I just didn't like the hardware that much, and I kind of fell off on portable gaming after the Game Boy. And so to have something like this, I can take like Game Boy games, arcade games, stuff like that. This, and I really don't need any more buttons than this. However, if you do have like the NES 30, I think there's the new SNES 30 that's coming out with like thumbsticks, L1, L2, all that stuff, and that'll work just fine with the phones as well. So, and they do make extender clips with that in mind. The one thing I will tell you is it seems that the extender clip is colored. So I have the SFC 30, and that means it's based off of the European Japanese model of the Super Nintendo, not the one here. And the color gray that they used in the plastic of the controller is slightly different. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit different of a color because it's modeled after the Super Nintendo instead of the European Japanese model. But to get it off, it's quite easy. It's just two snaps on the bottom and pops off the top, and then you can recharge the controller if need be, or use it on your PC or whatever again. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's been a look at the SFC 30 by 8BitDo. It's a pretty cool controller, I think. You guys should probably check this guy out if you're into retro games, or you just want to even if you want to load retro games onto your phone. This is pretty neat. They do make a couple others. They make a NES 30 Pro that has thumbsticks. I'll put a picture of it somewhere. They had those there. I was actually thinking about it, but I want something a little bit more traditional. And I'll be looking at getting the retro receiver, which was mostly for the Nintendo NES Classic Edition. But the Super Nintendo Classic Edition has been confirmed to have the same plugs, and actually do have one of those coming to the house in like October. So, like $15, I'm probably gonna pick one up and see how that works. But other than that, that's been it for this video, guys. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, you know, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Upvote on VidMe. And hopefully we'll get back to streaming soon, but actually this has been a pretty nice return to doing this kind of content. I think I'll be doing more of this, and kind of a super mega vlog coming up soon. And in another video I'll be talking about these guys. These are the SteelSeries Arctis 5, I think. I don't know. I'll pronounce the name right when I'm actually reviewing it, but yeah, pretty cool. So anyways, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.